Okay, picture this. You're standing in front of a rack or maybe a high-end home theater setup. You got 8 different screens, 8 different sources, computers, Blu-ray players, you name it. And you need to get, say, computer number 3 to show up on TV number 5. How do you do that without, crawling behind the whole setup and swapping cables every single time?
That is the classic AV scalability problem, isn't it? Once you get past 2 or 3 displays, that manual approach is just, it's dead. You need a central brain for the whole operation.
Which brings us right to today's deep dive. We're looking at the NTI SM-8X8-4K18GB-LC-V2. I know it's a serious mouthful of a name.
It really is.
But it's an 8x8 low-cost 4K HDMI video matrix switch and claims to be that brain.
It's a dense name, but it's very specific. We're talking about the central nervous system for a pretty complex visual setup.
So let's just get this out of the way. Most of you listening know what a matrix switch does. It's not a splitter.
Right, that's just one of many.
And it's not a standard switch.
Which is many to one, a matrix. It lets you route any of those 8 inputs to any of the 8 outputs independently.
But just being a matrix isn't that special anymore. What makes this specific unit worth our time?
I think it comes down to 2 things: control and fidelity. First off, you aren't just stuck pushing little buttons on the box itself. You get control via Ethernet, an IR remote, and even RS-232.
Which is huge for anyone doing pro installs with, like, Crestron systems or other automation. You can script the routing.
Exactly. But let's get into the specs, because this is where a lot of cheaper switches really, really fall apart.
I was just about to go there. We see 4K slapped on everything these days, but the devil is always in the bandwidth, right?
Absolutely. This unit runs Ultra-HD 4K by 2K at a full 60 Hz. But the number you really need to circle is 18 Gbps bandwidth and YUV 4.4.4.
Okay, 4.4.4, we see that on spec sheets all the time, but let's be real. Why is that the deal breaker here?
It's the difference between watching a movie and running a command center. Many so-called 4K switches compress the color data. It's called subsampling, just to save bandwidth.
And if you're just watching, I don't know, The Avengers, you won't notice.
You probably won't notice. But if you connect a PC and try to read a spreadsheet or any fine text, that compression makes the text look fuzzy, almost like it has a colored shadow. It's terrible.
So because this NTI unit supports the full uncompressed 4.4.4 color space, it's actually usable for data visualization, not just movies.
You got it. It keeps the signal pixel perfect, and that same attention to detail, it extends to the audio, which is usually where these things get messy.
I did notice that in the notes. It has embedding and de-embedding capabilities. What does that let you do?
This is a favorite feature for systems integrators. Normally, audio just follows the video. You switch input 1 to screen 1, the sound goes with it.
Makes sense.
But this unit has separate analog and SPDIF digital audio out ports for each and every source.
Wait, hold on. So I can strip the audio from the HDMI signal itself and route it directly to a mixer or a totally different sound system.
You can.
Right.
It completely decouples the sound from the screen. You could have a video wall running silent data while the audio from one specific news feed plays over the room's speakers. It allows for complex mixing a normal switch just can't handle.
Okay, that is some impressive flexibility. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. It's listed at $1,645. For a lot of people, that is a serious chunk of change.
It is. And look, if you just need to duplicate a screen in a sports bar, sure, go buy the cheap splitter. But that's not what this is for. You're paying for that uncompressed 18 Gbps pipeline and the reliability. Plus, this unit is TAA compliant.
Which is critical if you're doing any kind of government work.
Right. TAA compliance basically means it's made in a country the U.S. government trusts for procurement. If you are installing this in a federal facility or a secure operations center, that certification isn't optional. It's mandatory.
That context really justifies the price tag for the pro crowd. And honestly, it's a 1RU design, so it just slides right into the rack.
Yep, it's made for that environment.
I did also dig up a 5% off code in the source material, which, knocks a little bit off the top.
Every bit helps. And with a 2-year warranty, NTI is clearly backing the build quality.
So if we step back, what we're really looking at is a box that makes the physical location of all your source devices almost irrelevant.
That's the real aha moment, isn't it? With a switch like this, you no longer have to design a room based on where a cable can reach.
You just put all the noisy computers and players in a closet down the hall.
And you put the screens where they look best. It separates the infrastructure from the actual experience.
It's the invisible backbone of a modern smart room. So here's a final thought for you. with the ability to route 18 gigabits per second of data to any screen instantly. How does owning a matrix switch like this change the way you would physically design a room from the ground up?
It really opens things up.
It certainly does. Next time you walk into a seamless multi-screen environment, just remember there's probably a box like this sweating the details somewhere in the background. Thanks for listening.